Well, I'm here with Tyson Fury, looking well, bearded for this one.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
I've grew the old beard back because I'm in theatre mode.
You need to be a bear in this fight with Deontay Wilder.
Most definitely. I'm going to be a bear, I'm going to go out there and act like a bear. Grizzly. Or a polar bear will do.
We've spoken about your chosen animals before. You've morphed then from, you're now a grizzly bear. Is that the animal?
I'm a grizzly bear, yes. I'm in the Nevada desert and I'm being a grizzly bear on Saturday night.
Why do you have to be a grizzly bear against Deontay Wilder, Tyson?
Because grizzly bears are aggressive and they attack. And if you can't get out of the way of them, you can't run 30 miles an hour. I'm told that they get you. And they disfigure you and dismantle you. And that's exactly what I'm going to do to Deontay Wilder on Saturday night.
You fought 19 rounds with him in two fights so far. How's it going to be different going into the 20th round?
I'm not sure. We're going to pick up where we left off really in round 7. Me chatting about him.
I was just going to see who spoke first then, me or you. So you've kind of mentioned that he's the most dangerous heavyweight in the world, outside yourself, but in actual pure punching terms, he's the most dangerous heavyweight. So
Yes.
in a weird way, you're still defending against the most dangerous guy out there.
For sure, you know, Wilder can close that distance quick. We used to be able to anyway. I don't know what he's like now after his loss, but he can close the distance quick and he can get a man out of there with either hand. So you got to be very careful with Deontay Wilder. He still poses the most imminent threat to me of all the heavyweights in the division, for sure. I'd say he's the only one with single punch power.
What have you made of his inability to accept that he lost defeat to you in pure boxing terms last time, or fight terms, and that he blamed it on several excuses afterwards?
You know, I've not really made too much of it, to be fair. He's made a lot of excuses, but excuses that haven't done him any real favours. I've just made him look more unwell than he probably is. Michelle's just told me he's been talking to himself and stuff in interviews and whatever. He's telling himself he's got to do this and he'll only be half as hard as last time and whatever else. So I'm not quite sure on what's going on with the guy, and I can't say I'm entirely interested, to be fair. I've got my own life to live. Could you shut that door, please? Yeah.
You've had to go through 4 camps since you fought last. Does it reflect your state of mind now that a few years back, if you'd had to wait 20 months, it could have been a completely different situation?
It would have been a massively different situation, Gareth. A few years ago, I'd have probably ballooned up 25, 26 stone, and I wouldn't have been here in shape, ready to go after nearly 2 years out the ring. 2 years out the ring is a long time, nearly. Very, very long time, to be fair. But the only good thing about it is I've actually witnessed this before and done it before, where Deontay Wilder's never had this much time out the ring. So we'll see. We'll see how we can perform under the circumstances.
And how do you stay well during that time? And have there been moments when you have wavered at all?
I think mostly it's after fights. So after the second Wilder fight, I was down in a very bad depression for about 10 days. After the fight, which the higher the highs, the lower the lows, which I expect. But since then, I've been training every day and taking life as it comes. And you know, I had a few family problems and stuff which we overcame, and everything was okay. And I've been able to concentrate on my boxing as well. So it's been a good 2 years, to be fair. It's been a really good 2 years, and I've got time to spend with my family. And
you did all that stuff during the first COVID lockdown, where
all the training.
made Paris train with you every day. And
yeah, we really enjoyed that. I'd like to get back to that sometime.
I think one of the things in that period that made the British public, or everyone on the internet, more endeared towards you was how relaxed you are with your family at home. Obviously you're an alpha male, but you had fun with them at home. You let your kids play with you. You're a very gentle dad, actually.
Yeah.
You're a big, aggressive heavyweight boxing champion in the world, but you're very gentle at home.
Like a gentle giant.
Exactly.
Yeah. I just try and be as good as I can be, that's it. I try and be the best dad I can be. And that's all you can do as a parent. Try and be the best you can be. And try and bring your kids up with the right morals and respect other people and whatever else. And if you can do that, you've done a good job, I suppose.
Paris put out a little Instagram the other day with one of your little daughters, a picture of you both looking beautiful when you had curly hair.
On my wedding day.
With your curly ringlets, proper gypsy ringlets, with you and Paris looking beautiful, both of you. And your little daughter, she's crying. Where is Daddy? Have you seen that?
I've seen it, yeah, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah, that's part of the sacrifice, isn't it?
It is, and people don't see that. You know, when you go away for months on end, these little kids grow up quick. So you go away, and when you go back, they're doing different things than they did before you left. So it's a totally different world when you go back.
You said last week when we spoke to you on a media call that you were deeply wounded for your rival Anthony Joshua when you were watching him fight Alexander Usyk. Can you talk to me about that, about you feeling wounded?
It's just like when you've got this rival and everyone talks about you and him fighting each other one day, and all of a sudden, like, this rival falls down. It's almost like you want to pick him back up again and put him back on his pedestal so that the fight with you can still continue. And like, I wanted it to be me who knocked him off again. But unfortunately, the Ukrainian master got there before I did, so there's not much I can do about that. But yeah, it was a terrible shame what happened to Joshua. It's just killed the fight with me and him. But you know, everyone's got their own cross to bear in life and their own burdens to maintain, and that's just another one for AJ to deal with.
You know you're boxing inside out. What's he got to do differently in a rematch, in your view?
In my view, I think he needs to watch the Steve Cunningham fight with me and adapt those tactics.
You put it on him.
Yeah.
You got dropped, didn't you, as a little shock, a kind of flash knockdown.
Yeah.
And you came out of there and you were like winging away at him on the ropes.
That's
I think you wrapped him into the ropes, didn't you, in the end?
Yeah. You just got to keep going forward and keep swinging hard punches. Train for it and execute the game plan on the night.
How much longer are you going to stay in boxing, actively as a boxer?
Good question. How long's a piece of string? I think the answer to that question is, 33, just gone August. And I think I've got a lot more to offer in the game. But you never can tell. You never can tell when it's over, and I'll know it. But until that day, I'll just keep batting and keep moving forward strong. I'm not fighting for any certain goal anymore. The goal, I don't have any goals in boxing anymore. Like, there's nothing that motivates me to want to stay on forever. So it's nice when I'm doing it. But I don't know what I'm going to do after boxing's finished. That's why I'm still boxing now.
You always give me a little special tip from camp. You dipped your hands in petrol like the gypsies of old. You masturbated 7 times a day, which I thought was mild, frankly.
Yeah. It would be to you, Gareth.
It would be, wouldn't it? And what's the special thing in this camp, apart from the fluffy slippers and walking around in a
WBC
Versace robe around Vegas with the WBC belt wrapped around you, then with Jesus on your, I think it's Jesus on you. Yeah, Jesus, el rey viene. Jesus el rey viene.
That's right.
But what's the? Can you give me a lovely little exclusive for this one?
I haven't really done anything too different, to be fair. I've been out here 3 weeks only, that's all. I did a good training camp in Morecambe, which has been a while since I've done a training camp in Morecambe for a big fight, which I really enjoyed. And I'd like to do another training camp there for my next fight. So yeah, that's been my little thing. I've been home this time. I spent the first four and a half weeks at home in the training camp, and I really enjoyed it.
Did you sleep in the caravan during that time every night?
Yeah, I was sleeping in the caravan.
In the back garden?
Every single night. The one in the back garden that you've seen on the TV show.
Yeah.
I was in there, and it's given me this sort of spiritual embrace of who I really am. So you're going to see that on the night come out.
10 generations of bare knuckle fighters from the Traveller race. Yeah.
That's right, and I've also been watching the Peaky Blinders series, which is very inspiring. So yeah, on the takeover.
Final message for the fans on Saturday night, Tyson. What can we expect?
This is the message to all my beautiful fans out there. I've given this 100% my whole life. This is just another building block along the way, defending this precious WBC belt. And we all know that I'll give 100% on the night. There'll be no quitting, there'll be no nothing. It'll be do or die in the ring. and you're going to see a hell of a fight on Saturday night, so tune in.
Thank you very much.
Gracias, amigos.